Hello everybody, and welcome to Texas Motor Speedway, here for the Fast Cash Racing Products Cup Series here. Texas, mile-and-a-half racetrack here. Very, very gripped up. Very excited here for some good racing here at Texas. She's Jamie McKinney right there in the number 33 HendrickCars.com scheme right here. We're gonna Jimmy very, very competitive and someone we look forward to potentially being a threat here at Texas. We know Jamie's willing to put it all on the line here at Texas. With just over 3.5 minutes left in practice, we're going to see these drivers try to make some couple last adjustments to the cars, maybe try to figure out what they need for these cars to drive well. You see that number 9, Kevin Hunsaker right now, currently fastest in practice. Jump in front of that 32 car. And Kevin, we already know day in and day out is going to be a competitor here and going to be a factor in this race. He's proven it time and time again. You cannot count out that number 9, Lumar. That'd be Kamar right there. Number 2, Andrew Wright right there, following and pursuing, and you see, oh, the 30, oh, that's Stewie White right there. See him try to get around that, like Noah Hamilton, that number 24 Penn State car. So, Kevin, I mean, this is going to show what kind of racing we're going to see here today, guys. So, I'm very excited to see what this race is going to be about, especially with the new oval refresh, as iRacing calls it. With they tried to make it to where you can kind of run different lanes, where the track will grip up and and also lose grip depending on where these cars decide to drive the track. And you already see that number 9 trying to run that middle. You see the number 32 running the bottom along with that number 2 car. So it's really going to help create lines where there really wasn't before, especially here at Texas, where kind of the bottom was the most predominant lane here, especially in these Cup cars with how gripped up they are. And number 3 here, Diego. Second in practice here. A good run in practice by Diego. You see him, making a little bit of contact with the number 2. The number 2 kind of giving him a little bit door back, being like, hey, bro, it's practice. What are we doing here? But you see Diego on that number 3 Reese's machine. Very nice looking paint scheme for Mr. Rodriguez here at Texas. With just a little bit over a minute left. We're gonna see maybe Diego's gonna come out here try to make a mock quali run, not a mock quali run. With a minute left, really these drivers are gonna try to get everything they can out of here. See a stop contract there. You're gonna see that just showed right there, that stop car. A lot of damage to whoever that was. That it's gonna be easy for these cars to get upset, pile tight, get loose, especially if they overdrive this turn 1 that you see Diego going through right there. You saw that car on the apron spinning out. Newcomer right here, Kristen Troll, and that's number 6 Chevy Camaro. A little bit. With about 5 seconds of practice left, I don't think we're going to see any more quick times, so we will be getting ready to head back into qualifying here at Texas Motor Speedway. And there they go. All these drivers are going to get lined up, get ready for this first qualifying run here. And we'll see who can come out on top here in this qualifying session. Remember, group qualifying here in the Fast Cash Cup Series. So, you see these drivers. This is going to be a strategy game. I think right now, whoever can come out in front of all these drivers has a really good chance at least getting a couple of solid laps in. I think that is this number 6 car of Tristan right here, who's going to come out ahead of everybody else. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He might have got a black flag right there, and he does. You see him park it, not exit the pit safely right there. You see Andrew White out here. Andrew, a lot of clean air right here. This is a great opportunity for him to set a clean lap right off the bat. I have to worry about dealing with any other lap traffic and stuff like that. Andrew with a 28.9. And now he'll be your pole sitter. Kevin, right now, P2 with the 29 flat. I think he's trying to get a good warm-up lap in. And now he's also in a good spot to get a good run in right here. So kind of lap. Kevin can run right here. The 28.8. Not quite good enough for pole right now. Andrew beat that pull lap with his last pull lap with a 28.75. So see Jamie McKinney going up into P2, 28.79. Only 4 hundredths of a second off of Andrew right there. Jamie, I'll say, is improving, slowly improving. He does have that short run pace, and I'll give him that, but he does need to improve on that long run pace. If he can, this is a great track to learn how to save tires here at Texas. You have to be consistent, you have to be fast. And now Diego going up to P3, 28.801. That's going to drop Kevin down to P4. Like Diego's going to park. He's content with that lap right now. 2.5 minutes left in practice. In quali, my apologies. And right now your top three: Andrew White, Jamie McKinney, and Diego. Seeing Jamie coming back out on track. Trying to make another run at this. Noah Hamilton currently P5 at number 24 Penn State machine. Corey Lyles P6 in that also well-known number 77 Ford Performance car. Kristen Troy in their P7 and Dave Culver P8 in that number 50 car. Jamie has an opportunity to maybe get a fast lap here with the draft off this number 77. And now he is down to 10th. Let's see if that 30 is going to affect the way this car drive. He's about even. He's up at 10th now. And almost even. Did not improve it on time. 29.2 for Jamie that lap. With 50 seconds left, I can't imagine. I mean, you can definitely go out there and try to make one last ditch effort for anybody that's out here. And now, oh, Kevin. I thought he was going to try to go out for a mock run. He was on the purple in the sector in the turn 1 and 2, but I think just got that car a little bit sideways. See Dane right now. And Tristan trying to set a good lap for themselves. 20 seconds left. This is their last opportunity. You see that number 6 car. They're electing to run kind of the middle. So they're ripping the bottom right there. Let's see if he can improve on this time. He does improve, but not enough to gain any more spots right there. My apologies, does not improve. That was an improvement on his last lap. That last lap he ran that was a 29.3. His best overall in qualifying is a 29.0. So I think right now this is going to be your lockout for qualifying. So Andrew White, your winner in qualifying. Jamie McKinney, P2, and Diego Rodriguez, P3 here in your qualifying. Now let's go ahead and get your starting lineup up here once we get all these drivers loaded in. Starting on row 1 is going to be Andrew White with Jamie McKinney. Starting out row 1. Row 2 is going to be Diego Rodriguez and Kevin Hunsaker. Look out for Kevin to be there as a contender at the end. I don't think he had the best qualifying run right there, but he's definitely going to be a contender. Noah Hamilton and Corey Lyles rounds out row 3. Row 4 is going to be Tristan Troll and Dane Culver in that number 50 car. And rounding out your field is going to be Tane Hodgson in that number 21 SpongeBob car. Now, 134 laps here. Quite a bit of ways to go here, so waiting on all these drivers to get geared up here. And there they go. Got all these drivers right here getting lined up, ready to go here at Texas. Lights are off on the pace car, so we will be going green this time. We got 7 drivers that came out the race here at Texas. But enough talking about that. Pace car's off on pit road. We're gonna hand this race back over to Barney. And we're gonna be green here. Andrew White leads lap 1 of 134 here at Texas. And Andrew's already started to gap his way back up to Diego. Diego already back to about a half a second here. So Andrew's already starting to boot and scoot boogie out of here at Texas. You see Andrew. We know he's a quick driver, and we know that he can set some fast laps here. We might have an issue right here. Oh my lord! And caution's out at lap 2. Let's take a look at what happened here. The HVTV replay. Looks like that 6 car just loses off the bottom and nowhere to go for that number 21, and definitely nowhere to go for that number 50 car. Let's take that in slow-mo right there. And you can just see how fast that car just, you see him just get into the apron right there and off on the right he goes. Oh, what a hit by that 6 car. And then Tane and that number 50 of Dane also. There's nowhere to go for those drivers. What a lick by that 6 car under that outside wall. So under caution here on lap 3. And obviously a very quick caution from the start of this race. So that really gives the drivers to see how that car is going to drive on these starts of the race. This is obviously the first start they've had all bunched up together. They can tell how, aggressive they can be down into the corners, how much they can push the car. And you saw that number 6 car, and he pushed a little too hard. And that's a big wake-up call for a lot of these drivers up front. It's like, okay, so there is a limit to this car. Obviously, everybody knows that, but you saw that number 6 car just kind of hit the apron just a smidge, and you saw that car. And with these next gens, it's so easy to overcorrect it. And sometimes, a lot of the times, especially when you're looping it around, you just kind of have to let the car do its thing. You can't really force the car into a save a lot of the times. When that thing snaps around on you, you can't really save it a lot of times. And it does take a tremendous amount of skill to round that car back up and keep it from doing exactly what happened to that number 6 car, Tristan, right there. Tristan currently sitting in the pits. You see no right front on that car. What a lick by that 6 car. You can see there no front end, no hood, no right front at all on that number 6 car. What a shame. Tristan's debut here in the Fast Cash Racing Products Cup Series, and definitely didn't want it to go out that way. The lights are off on the pace car. Looks like Andrew chose the inside. Diego chose the outside. See Corey Lyles moving up a couple spots. In the P3 choosing the inside. See a little bit of maybe a misconfusion right here, as we're 3 wide right here. Maybe there's a penalty. Maybe I'm not sure what's going on here, but looks like the number 9 of Kevin is going to take the third spot, and Corey's going to jump back down to fifth on this start. Once again, lights are off on the pace car with 5 laps complete here, going to 6 at this restart. And we're going to hand it over to Andrew White. Obviously, race starts on green on the starts of these races, but after every other event, it's on the leader. So let's see if Andrew can get a good jump here. Wayne into the Geico restart zone, and we are green. See a little bit of pinching back behind there on that restart, and we have a caution again. I think that was Corey Lyles that got spun around there, and it was. Take a look and see what happened here. Like Corey tried to jump to start here. Tried going 3, and the 24 just. I mean, and someone was there. You saw Noah. Not a lot he could do there. Let's go on board with Noah right here. And we can go on board to see what went through his point of view. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Payne and the 9 of Kevin kind of had a bad start. They kind of got put together, and I think Corey was just trying to take advantage of that. Tried to come up in front of Noah, and Noah was just there. Fortunately, Noah gets caught up in that. Trying to get that car saved. But, yeah. Just looks like a bad timing and a unfortunate. You see number 24 car on pit road. I mean, I think he doesn't, yeah, no front end. And that's unfortunate. Nothing really Noah could have done there. We see in the chat with Noah not very happy with Corey right there. I mean, nothing Noah could have done there. He was up there, and Corey just turned himself off the 24's nose. So a lot of damage in that number 24 car, maybe out of this early. So I think the most unfortunate thing is I think Corey got less damage than Noah did. Yeah, I don't really see any bad damage on this number 77 car, and you see the number 24 right in front of him with no front end. So Corey definitely got away with that one. Like I said, it's not clear, and now we have 3 cars. Everybody else has some type of damage, trying to get that fixed. So Andrew White, Diego, and Jamie out here following this pace car. Eight of 134, and you gotta think that these drivers had to have known this is a long race, right? It's over half of our field is already severely, down on power from damage and stuff. Kevin in P4 is the last driver that doesn't have damage in that. I mean, he still came down and at least got some damage fixed. Maybe took a set of. I don't think you'd take tires, but definitely came down. Maybe topped off on fuel. So there's only 4 cars on the track right now. Corey looks like he's coming out of pit road now. A little bit of paint scraped off on the right side of that car, but besides that, now 5 cars right on the track now. Your other 4 sending into pits with damage with not even 10 laps complete. So maybe this is a wake-up call to these drivers that got lucky and got away with all this without getting caught up in something. I mean, Now there's only 5 of you really in contention for this win. Maybe you back it off, you cool it, and you know, you just kind of race your race now. And for anybody interested in, if they do want to race in this NWS Cup Series, there is a pinned comment here in the channel right here, to where you can join the Discord, sign up, get a number and stuff like that, and you can be racing here and being on broadcast as early as next week maybe. I'm not sure. I believe that the next race is going to be this next coming Friday. So yeah. It looks like we are choosing. Andrew picks the inside. Diego and Jamie gonna pick the outside, and that's gonna give Kevin P3 right here. Corey Lyles also electing the outside. But I will say, an impressive run for Diego right now. Right now, he's at it. You know, he's kept his car clean. Diego has, for people that are maybe new to the broadcast, new to this league, Diego has been notoriously had the worst luck when it comes to getting involved in wrecks out of his doing. Right now, sitting at P2, having a great run for himself right now. So you see Noah Hamilton right now, 3 laps down, but he is out here. Looks like that's a brand new car. So see if he can take advantage of this fresh car, and I mean, he is the first car laps down, so if we do get cautions, he will get the lucky dog, get some laps back, so. But once again, we will hand this race back over to Mr. Andrew White. And then the Geico restart zone right here. And we are green once again at Texas. Andrew White continuing to lead here at Texas. Kevin Hunsaker has moved his way back up into the P2 spot. Only up 2 spots from where he qualified. See Jamie up to P3. And Diego all the way back down to P4 right now. Diego just needs to work on his long run pace right here. I think if he can keep that car clean, he will be in contention at this race. Diego just needs to keep that car clean. That beautiful Reese's machine. And I think he can be a contender. He just needs to keep that car. Once again, I'm going to keep saying it. Keep that car clean. Stay out of trouble. And be there at the end. You see Kevin starting to get a little bit of pressure by that number 32 or Jamie. Corey Lyles trying to get around the number 3 right here. For P4. And he will do it. See Jamie underneath this 9 car. We know Jamie's quick, especially on this short run here. But you got to think, is he using his stuff up, trying to get around this 9 car to get to Andrew? See the number 9 powering it on the outside. That's the one thing about that outside. It is the longer way around the track, but it is also, you can get a good run. If you can't get a good run off, you can stay side by side and even clear the inside right there. But here comes Jamie all the way up to Andrew White. And Jamie's going to clear. We got a new leader here at Texas. Jamie McKinney on the mark. But we know Andrew's not going to give this up too easily. Get him right on the back end of this number 32 car. He's ready to pounce whenever he can. You see Jamie trying to block the lanes. See Jamie just get a way better exit off the corner, but is he going to get tight and have to lift out of it? No. Good exit by that 32 car. And you see the number 9 as we're looking on board. Get around the number 2 here. And then the 77. Huge issue on that this lap for this number 2 car. And Andrew White is going to go from leading this race to falling back all the way to P4 in the midst of one lap. See Corey Lyles right here working his way up to P3, up 3 spots from where he started. And now all these cars kind of equally apart, so really the top 5 under a blinker right here. Even Diego holding on right here. Then here in that P5 spot. Then I pounce on this number 2 car. Diego's going to send it in on the inside right here. He cannot wash up. He's got to give that 2 room. He's going to tuck in behind the Andrew right here. But if Diego's going to make this pass, he's got to make it quick, because them fighting side by side is actually losing them time. And you can see this front 3 starting to pull away here. You see Andrew starting to gap this number 3 car just slightly here. But we do have a battle for the lead here brewing up right here. The top 3 all under a blanket here at Texas. You're going to see the number 9 try to go to the outside of this number 32 of Jamie McKinney. If you can make it stick on that outside, that inside is the preferred line on the bottom, but that number 9 car is making it stick and holding them high. I think he's going to lead that lap. See what Jamie can do on the bottom here. You see the number 9 underneath. And Corey Lyles is loving this view right here. Watching these two battle it out while he's back there just watching, and he's going to pounce at any moment right here. I could tell. See the 32 and the 9 still side by side going into 1 here. You hear the downshifts in the turn 1 right there. Trying to get that car slowed down enough for turn 1. See him have to lift to give that number 32 room. Oh, as we were on board with them, you see number 2 starting to march his way back to the field. All right, all over the back end of that number 77 car. The battle for the lead still intense right here. Jamie was able to keep it right here. Where you see that number 9 on the outside is going to roll that top. Try to get a good run off the top. And hopefully that number 32 cannot clear. And he will. But he is going to be respectful and give the room for that number 9 car. But here comes Corey Lyles trying to look underneath the 9 car. I don't think he's there quite yet. He's not. And that number 9 is going to tuck in line right here. Now that you're top 4 right in camera shot here at Texas. Lap 24 of 134. And this is honestly really good racing for the limited amount of cars we have here at Texas. You see this, the top 2. You see that number 32 starting to pull away here. But you see the 9 and the 77 trying to battle it out for this P2 spot here. And you see that number 2 also just kind of lurking right there, waiting on these two to start the battle. And then he's going to take advantage of any mistakes that might happen between these two. You see this number 9 still not letting this number 32 get away. And a way better quarter for Kevin right there. And he's going to get right up to the back end of this number 32. And he's going to try to outside again going into turn 3 and 4. He's not going to be able to make it stick, but he might try to crossover right here. Does not have the momentum, and Jamie right now doing an excellent job keeping these guys behind him. But you got to think once again, is Jamie burning his stuff up, trying to keep these guys ahead of him, and will he start to lose some pace right here? The number 9 all over the back end of this number 32. He's not going to let him pull away. And I think the 77 and the number 2 are going to start to have a battle right here. Jamie's got to learn. You do have this lead, but you cannot burn your stuff up trying to keep it. If Kevin wants to burn his stuff up to try to battle you for it, then let him do it, and you can catch him later on. I think that's exactly what that 77 and that 2 are doing. They're not really trying to fight right now, because you know these front 2 are pushing pretty hard to try to, you know, take this top spot away. Jamie's starting to pull a little bit of a gap on this number 9. Maybe Kevin used up his stuff a little bit too much, trying to, you know, take that lead away. But they are pulling away from P3 and P4 of Corey and Andrew. I think Andrew knows that, and he's like, I gotta go. I think Corey's trying to save his stuff, or already used the stuff up. And Andrew's like, I gotta go, buddy. I hate to battle you for it, but I gotta get up there and try to keep in touch with these top 2, because they've already pulled away. Andrew a little under a second behind the leader right now, but Kevin's already starting to reel down this number 32 again, trying to keep in touch with the leader. Diego has started to fall off the back part of this field as Noah, who is a lap down, has already gotten past this number 3 car. Right now, Diego's got a clean car right now. This is exactly what he needs to be doing. Keep the car clean, and you can easily come up here and get a good finish right now, sitting in P5 just because Noah is 3 laps down. So, and now Diego doing what he thinks is the best for that car. But you do see Noah trying to do what he can to try to catch back up to here. Corey is starting to fall off to this pack as well. I think Corey's maybe trying to save some tires here, maybe do a little bit of a fuel strategy, trying to save a couple laps of fuel, try to cut it, maybe a stop out of this race. But definitely, I mean, he's already a little under 2 seconds behind the P3 of Andrew White here, and already over 2 seconds behind the leader. But Corey probably knows something I don't, and probably something that the rest of the field doesn't know either. So I know Corey's a fast driver, and I don't see him being this slow on purpose. So as we see him, thought he was gonna pit for a second, but no, trying to stay out on track. But we have a battle for P2 right here. Andrew White has caught up to these to the top 2 right here, and he's gonna try to battle this number 9 car for the P2 spot, and maybe try to run down that number 32 car if he can get past Kevin right here pretty quickly. And the number 9 is going to get into the back end of the 32. He's going to get that car sideways. Jamie able to keep under control of that car, but I think the number 9 is starting to get impatient. He's got that number 2 car all over his back end, and maybe trying to get a little bit of aggressive, trying to get past this number 32. See Andrew trying to be very, very patient getting around him. You don't see him putting a bumper to the number 9 like the 9 did to the 32 here. I think you saw the number 2 grab the wall just a little bit, but not enough to affect the way that car's going to handle. But I think Andrew's got something figured out here, and he needs to get around this number 9 car. You see him go to the outside right here. You're going to see them battle it off right here. So, ooh, the 9 car pinches that number 2 down. He's going to have to lift out of it. Like I said, great job by Andrew being very patient. I think he has the faster car, but does not want to put that 9 in a bad spot. So where you can see how close these cars are getting right here. Here we go, Andrew underneath the 9 car. Let's see if Kevin can keep it on that outside and get that momentum. He will, and he will clear this number 2 car. This is exactly what Jamie wants to see. Jamie's starting to pull out. to a little bit of a gap here because these two cars behind him are trying to battle it out for this P2 spot. If I'm Kevin or if I'm Andrew, if I'm Kevin right now, I think Kevin knows that he's fast, that Andrew's faster. You just gotta let him go. And I think that's exactly what he's doing right here. You gotta let Andrew go because you two fighting is just letting this number 32 start to gap you guys a little bit. And then if Andrew used to stuff up, then you can go and repass him back right now. But right now, I think Andrew's got that car figured out and he's going to try to run down this leader. Right now, Andrew is a little bit faster than this number 32. Jamie ran a 30.2 versus Andrew's 29.9, so about 3 seconds, three tenths of a second faster a lap right now. This number 2 is to the leader. You see him, he's already starting to catch him. You're gonna start seeing a nose full of this number 2 car in a second. You can see that number 2, you can just exit so much lower, and the 32 into the wall. And that might just hand Andrew the lead right there. Let's see if he's going to try to battle on the outside. He will. He's going to try to side draft him back to get it side by side with them going into the start finish line, and he will. Side by side. Going into lap 40 here at Texas. And he's going to have that way better exit off the bottom, though. And he's going to clear this number 32. And I'm not going to be surprised if we see this number 2 car start to pull away from these guys. Andrew's definitely got this car figured out. And is driving and has made the right adjustments to potentially pull away here. The 32 not giving up though. You see him already backing up to that number 2, but you see him, he's getting tight. And he's losing a lot of speed on exit right here. Now, like I said, you might see his number 2 car of Andrew White start to pull away. We know, once again, we mentioned in the pre-race, Jamie very quick, but likes to use those Goodyear tires up pretty quickly. And you can see that already as he's starting to fade. Kevin has also lost touch with these front two. About 8 tenths of a second behind P2. I'm pretty sure Kevin used this stuff up as well, trying to battle Andrew, I believe. And Andrew and Jamie, remember, he went up, tried to take that lead away from Jamie, which allowed Andrew to catch these two. And I see Andrew starting to pull away. Oh yeah, a second gap to P2 right here. And with 45 laps to go, I could see these drivers starting to come in pretty quickly within, 10 to 15 laps. You might see some green flag pit stops. "45 laps complete here at Texas, and let's go through your field right here real quick. Obviously, we see Andrew right here leading your race right here at P1. Right now has led just a little under half your laps here at Texas, and since he got out to this lead, is not giving it away. Obviously, Andrew, your pole sitter, so we know that he knows how to take this car around Texas Motor Speedway. I think here in P2 right now is Jamie McKinney sitting where he qualified as well in the P2 spot. Kevin right here up one spot in P3. Just trying to run these laps out, and I feel like this is where exactly what everybody's trying to do here. See Corey Lyles about 7-8 seconds off the lead right here. Right now sitting in P4. Cars looks really clean. Granted, what happened with that first early caution with him and the number 24 Noah Hamilton getting into it. We'll see that right side right here as we go by. Just a couple scrapes on that right side, so nothing too big. See Diego right here round out your top 5. 12.5 seconds behind your race leader, 4.5 behind Corey Lyles. And now just having a good run, a solid top 5 run. Noah Hamilton right now on pit road. Maybe, I don't know if he's taking tires or not. Right now 8 laps down. But I think he might have had some issues again. You see Tane right here, still also in pit road. Dane Culver and Tristan Troll has decided to put the car on the hauler and pack it up for the night. Unfortunate for those two drivers, but you know, we saw earlier them getting caught up in that lap 1 wreck. So Andrew White has been able to pour it on and is up to a 2.5 second lead over number 32 car. So currently about right now actually Tane and I mean not Tane, Jamie and Andrew kind of running about the same laps. Andrew about half a tenth faster lap right now, so he is starting this continuing to stretch this gap out little by little. And as I say that, Andrew 0.2 of a second faster that lap, a 30.43 to a 30.61. He won the P2. Kevin right here just right now 5 seconds behind Jamie. You know, you saw him battling up for the lead, and this is just the handling of this car has completely gone away on this 9 car. He is completely dropped right now. Currently 5 seconds behind the leader, about 2 seconds behind the P2 of Jamie McKinney, but and now he's running about 30.9s, 31 flats compared to Andrew's 30.1s that he just ran. So almost a second off the pace for this number 9 car. And now Corey's actually running a little bit quicker laps than Kevin is right now. As I say that, once again, I think commentators jinx. He ran quite a bit slower that lap than Kevin was able to, so let's go on board with Corey Lyles. He's going into turn 3 right now. Let's go on board with them and let's take a lap around Texas Motor Speedway. Corey Lyles. I see on these corners, you can see all that banking that this reconfigured Texas Motor Speedway has. And you can really use that banking to, you know, use different lines, use all kinds of different, you know, strategies for taking these corners. But that high banking, it kind of also makes it really difficult to find a different line besides this bottom that all these drivers are trying to use. Because if you try to run a different line, you know, it's super easy to just overshoot the corner here at Texas and get up into the wall, as you saw some of these drivers already doing. Jamie McKinney has fallen off. He's about 5 seconds behind this leader now. Andrew White might be putting on a masterclass here at Texas. 56 coming to 57 complete here at Texas Motor Speedway. And now everybody very spread out. And now 5. The closest cars on track right now are Kevin and Jamie. And so respectfully, Kevin is almost 4 seconds behind your P2 driver of Jamie McKinney. So everybody very spread out right now. Right now, I think everybody's trying to just run the race out right now. And not even halfway done yet here. So I think everybody has kind of figured out how their car is going to drive and how their car wants to drive. So everybody just trying to run their own race and doing their own thing. We might, and anytime soon, I have to think that green flag pit stops are going to have to start coming into play here. 60 coming to almost 60 laps complete here. I'm not sure how much fuel these cars have. It has to be 100% fuel now, I have to assume, because usually an A fix is what, like, it's 55 laps. So and they can usually make it. So we might be seeing some green flag pit stops ensuing pretty soon here. Okay, so getting told by your league owner of Noah Hamilton that they should be good on fuel due to that caution. So once again, wrong by the broadcaster, but so right now everybody, I think right now, is just gonna be worrying about managing these tires, right? Can you make these tires last 100 and what? Can you make them last, what, 100 and what? 100 laps, 110 laps? Can you make them last that long? Or you're going to come in, maybe make a strategy call. Maybe one of these guys in the back, like, that cannot, just doesn't have the pace, can come out, take some full fresh tires, and maybe do a little off strategy and unlap himself and maybe take the lead away from Andrew White. Diego going 2 laps down. I'm not sure what happened to Diego. Diego just came out of pit road. That's what happened. So he's the first taker right here. Kind of splitting the race kind of in half here. So we're going to really see him start to fly through the field here. And he's the first one that's going to say, okay, I need to try something different. I'm not as quick as I need to be. I'm going to come in, take a set of tires. He is currently 2 laps down. So that's a lot of ground to get. That is a lot of ground he needs to make up right here, but right now, he is easily the fastest car on field now with these fresh tires. You saw him blow by Corey Lyles right there, and he's already starting to catch the number 9 car right here. So, right here, maybe a race-winning call by Diego. He just has to, maintain these tires. He can come out, take 4 fresh tires, and then burn them up super quickly, and then kind of be in the same spot. Or maybe be at a disadvantage if he can't get these 2 laps back, right? And if he can maintain this car, maintain these tires, he could be in a really, really good spot towards the end of this race. You're going to see him fly by this number 9 car of Kevin. Man, that number 3 is flying right now on those fresh tires. Everybody else on track. The freshest tires beside Mr. Diego right here is Kevin and Corey. which have 57 laps on their tires. And surprisingly, your two front runners have the oldest tires in the field with 66 laps on those tires. So Diego has 62 lap fresher tires than the front runners right here. You see Corey Lyles getting around Kevin. Corey making a pass here, and he's going to move himself up into the podium spot. I have a feeling Corey knows something we don't, because he caught this 9 car pretty quickly. Unless Kevin is really, I mean, I could tell that car is not driving very well, but I have a feeling Corey might know something we don't. But still, Andrew White, his last lap was a 30.5. The next best lap, Diego was running 30.3s as perspective. So he's only 0.2 off someone with 60 lap fresher tires than him. And it sounds like he's turning that car off as we have a caution. Is that the halfway caution? It has to be the halfway caution. I always forget about that. But Diego, and that's exactly why these guys did not pit. I guarantee you. And Diego's in a really bad spot now. He can get the wave, go. He's 2 laps down right now. He's not 1 lap down. He is 2. So he might be able to take the wave, but I will still put him 1 lap down. He's going to need a caution to even get back on the lead lap. So that's going to level out the playing field here at Texas. That's going to give Corey, Jamie, and Kevin another shot at trying to figure out what this number 2 car is doing. And now Andrew White, lights out here at Texas. See these drivers trying to catch up to the pace car here. Pace car right now going into turn 3. I wonder. Oh, Jamie just was not letting this car by. I'm not. What's Jamie doing right here? Very slow on track. Is he out of fuel? Is Jamie out of fuel? You see the 70-70. What's going on here? He's going backwards. Oh, he is out of fuel. And you're going to see some nice sportsmanship right here. Corey's going to push the 32 into his pit box. That is, I mean, I'm going to clap for that. That is some sportsmanship right there. That is sportsmanship at its finest right there. I mean, Corey could have been like, hey, we know that 32 is fast. He could have been like, hey, sucks to suck, right? But that 32 is going to get into the pit road. He's going to top off on fuel. I mean, that is the ultimate showing of respect right there for Corey Lyles to that number 32 car. So, Kevin coming in the pit road right here as well. But the only thing, yeah, heck of a sportsmanship. That's very classy out of Corey Lyles right there to go up there and push a competitor. That I don't know if they're teammates, but still, at the end of the day, everybody's racing for themselves. So to push a competitor into the pit road, that's classy. So apologies for that. We're gonna see Andrew White. I mean, you saw him, and when I saw that caution come out, I heard Andrew. He turned the car off as soon as he crossed that finish line because he knew that caution was coming out, and that, I mean, so you could tell that they were close on fuel just by that one little notion right there. You see all these drivers catching back up to pace car right here. Lights are still on, so it will be taking at least one more pace lap. And Diego does take the lucky dog here. And he will, no, he doesn't get the lucky dog. He gets the free pass. My apologies, because he does get the lucky dog. He's the first car laps down. So we didn't even have to worry about, we didn't have to worry about, taking the wave around. Corey's still in the pits here. The only thing he's very behind here. The only thing I can think of that he could be doing is he's trying to sit in pits with that car turned off as long as he can to save that little bit amount of fuel, and then he's going to try to come back, race around, catch up to the field here, as we'll be choosing this time, I think. The Andrew picking inside. Looks like Jamie's picking inside. I think Corey Lyle's the only one electing the outside lane right here. This might be an advantage for him if he can get a good jump. Very surprised that everybody just elected to pick the inside here. I mean, halfway here. I mean, there's still a lot of racing going, but if Corey Lyles can go up here and grab this lead, try to save tires the best he can, try to keep Andrew White behind him, this might be the race-winning move right here. Pace car's in, and Andrew White's going to lead us back to green here. And we're going to be starting the second half of this race. "74 laps complete here. 75 laps complete." And Andrew White. Because why is Jamie McKinney 23 laps behind these guys? He's about to go a lap down here. What happened? Kevin Hunsaker also a lap down. Corey Lyle's the only one racing, really, this number 2 car now. And he's still a 6 tenths behind. Andrew White currently a race leader. And he's I am very confused right now. Andrew White has almost lapped your whole field right here. I don't know if it was through that pit cycle, through the whole running out of fuel thing. But, right now, the battle for the lead is between the 77 and this 2 car. That number 9 car, right there, he's blinking a little bit, is in contention of going a lap down. And so is Diego. So right now, right now Kevin and Diego battling for P4 and P5, but they're just right in front of the leader. Jamie, I think, knew that he had to start booking it. He's gapped this field, but he is not your race leader. Here's right now, currently, the first of these cars trying to stay on the lead lap. Corey Lyle's got around a 2 car here. And I'm so complex of what happened through that caution. Well, right now, Corey Lyle's your leader. He's leading his first laps of the race, I believe. And I guess right now, what do you do here if you're Corey? Do you race these guys, try to put them a lap down? You kind of sit back here and let these guys just race, right? You know that they're probably not going to catch you now without a caution. You sit back, save tires, and try to stay ahead of this number 2 car, which is the only person you're fighting for position, basically. Or do you try to get these guys a lap down, hope for a caution, and trap these guys a lap down, right? See Diego coming up here, and he's starting to catch this number 32 car. Diego also knows he's got to start moving if he wants to stay on this lead lap. But once again, I think these two are burning their tires up. There's no way they're not. You see Jamie and Diego right here. Pulling away from this pack. They're currently running 29 nines and 30 flats. No, that's what the leaders are running. These guys are running 29 sevens and 29 sixes to the leaders, 30 flats basically. I definitely think that even Kevin is trying to save tires as well as the leaders, and they're just kind of letting these guys get away. Because I think they know that if they burn their stuff up, they will start to reel them back in once these two tires are gone. You see the number 32 starting to get pressure from this number 3 car. We also see Kevin trying to hold these two leaders off. I'm not sure how hard these leaders are willing to race Kevin. So now they have really no reason to, right? There's no way under green flag conditions Kevin will come back and actually catch back up. I just don't see a way that that's possible with the pace of this 9 car, especially on the long run. I just don't see that doable for Kevin, unfortunately, this race. Kevin, super talented race car driver. He's been a contender almost every race, but has not been able to put the pieces together here at Texas. Right now, your closest battle right now is between the two cars trying to stay on the lead lap, and the two leaders right now are kind of... But I think right now Andrew's just content getting behind the 77. I mean, we still have, what, 40, 50 laps to go, so still a lot of racing left. And if they're trying to make it on fuel as well, there's no need to try to race each other right now. I think this is right now a race for attrition, a race to fuel mileage, right? Maybe these two are purposely lagging back because they have to make it on. They're trying to make it on fuel. They don't want to have to rely on having to make a pit stop. I saw Noah mention tell us in the chat earlier that they were close with the caution, right, on lap 8 or whatever. And if they go green here, there will be no caution. So I'm wondering if they're purposely lagging back, trying to save fuel the best they can so they don't have to pit. And I'm just saying right now, Jamie and Diego, I think they're on the strat of, we're going to push as hard as we can because we know we're not going to make it on fuel. So they're probably going to probably around the halfway part of the stage, come and take tires and try to make up time that way. But even that, they're still putting themselves at a disadvantage. I mean, they're still only a straightaway ahead of the leaders. So if they decide, when and if they decide to pit, they are already automatically putting themselves 1, maybe 2 laps down. You see Diego, the handling starting to come away from him, and I think he might start to slide back to these leaders here. Jamie, pulled a half a second on him in these last couple laps. I think Diego, he started to lose the handling on this car. Jamie currently leading this pack, but not leading the race. Your race leader is still currently Corey Lyles in this number 77 car. You see that number 2 car of Andrew Wyatt, currently P2. Now you see the lights off, the lights on the track, so it is transitioned in the nighttime. So let's take a look at your weather here for tonight's race. And now it's 65 degrees outside, so this track is very, very cold. The 5-mile-an-hour wind, partly cloudy, so the clouds are also going to help cool this track down. Make this track very grippy on that rubbered in line. So with not a lot of caution laps, this race has gone by pretty quickly. You see Kevin getting past Diego right here. And Kevin's actually starting to run down Jamie just a little bit. And I want to see if Diego's willing to fight these leaders. I think he's definitely the slowest car right now. I think he kind of used his stuff up trying to get away. You already see Corey starting to catch him. Is he willing to try to fight these leaders to stay on the lead lap, or is he just going to let them go? He knows that he's slower. Looks like that's what he's going to do. He's just going to pull over. He knows he's not as fast right now. And Diego's going to go a lap down here as Corey gets past him, and Andrew's probably going to go around him, around this corner, I would say. And he will clear this number 3 car. Right now, Diego in a good spot still. If a caution comes out, he will get the lucky dog. As long as they don't catch that number 32 and that number 9. And Diego will be the lucky dog. So, but we see a battle for between the 32 and the 9. The battle of the non-leaders, I'm going to call it. You see Kevin pinching him down all the way on the bottom. And Jamie's going to let him go. If I'm Jamie right now, you got to not race him. You cannot race. You guys cannot race each other right now. You guys are literally giving the advantage that you had was that little bit of track position that you guys pushed to get in front of these leaders. Now you guys are just taking that advantage you had and giving it back to the leaders. The leaders are catching you now because they're not wanting to race. There they go, side by side, going into turn 3 and 4. Kevin does not want to give this up either. Jamie's going to make that pass back for a P4 spot. Jamie, my apologies. And they just, I think they just have to ride it out right now. They cannot be racing each other right now. Because you can see that number 77 and number 2 closing in slowly. And once again, this number 9 is not wanting to do that. They're going to be side by side going into 1 and 2, side by side at the line. Kevin actually takes that spot at the line. Kevin's going to try to do a little crossover. You can't really do that here at Texas. Side by side going to 3 and 4. Kevin's going to clear 32 right here. And you guys got to not fight. You guys cannot fight right now. You go on board with Corey Lyles out here. He's probably easily can see these guys. Look at that. Corey's out here just saying like, come on guys, keep fighting, keep fighting. Because it's just taking away the advantage they had of being up in front of these leaders. Because here comes the 32 underneath the 9. He's going to get loose a little bit. There they go. They're going to battle it out again. Andrew continuing to just ride behind the 77. Here comes the 32 on the inside. He's going to try to make something happen and not get the momentum off the bottom. But he is going to dive to the bottom right here. Try to make something into the 34. He is underneath the 9. 9 powers around on the outside right there. Jamie doing everything he can to try to get around this number 9 car. And you see him get tight, have to lift out. See Jamie, I mean, you see Kevin get loose. See Kevin with a little bit of a different line there, and it's allowing that 9 car to just dump all that dirty air onto the 32, and it does not allow that 32 to rotate at all. And it's really helping that number 9 stay ahead, but 32's got a little bit of a run on the outside. Number 9's going to close the door. He's going to do a crossover. Side by side going into turn 4 once again. Oh, they almost touch right there. 32 is going to try to pull a slider right here, and he's going to do it. I think Kevin just let him have it, be honest. But here comes Kevin. He has a run again. Here he goes on the outside. Side by side going out the line again. Kevin with the advantage. Kevin's really pinching that 32 down. He's really trusting that 32 to not wreck him. And here comes Andrew. Corey and Andrew trying to battle it out now. The 2 battles on the track right now. I think Andrew's is like, oh, 30 to go, right? Time to go, right? I'm trying to watch both these battles at the same time. See the 32 underneath the 9 again, still side by side going in the 1. 32's going to clear. 9's going to have a run off the top, though. He's going to be side by side once again. These guys will not give up, will not give each other the spot. This is some really good racing. Side by side, we're going to see Andrew duck underneath the 77. 77 is going to try to power around the outside. We'll see if Andrew can clear here. I think Corey's going to give way right here. I just don't think Corey has the car to compete with that number 2. And he will. Back down to this battle right here. Now they swapped. Number 9 on the bottom and the 32 on the top. The 32 is going to try to get a run off the top right here. And side draft this number 9 back. And he will. Side by side at the line again. Give the advantage to the 9. Some great racing for the 3rd spot right here. They are really racing for a podium right here. But the 32 really has a bad exit right there. But not as bad as the 9. That's going to kind of even out everything. And the 32 is going to go underneath. 32 kind of tight there. He's going to have to back out of it. That's going to give the advantage back to the 9. He's going to clear the 32. Thirty-two almost into the back end of there. And backs out. Caution! Caution! Diego! Diego! Having some issues there. We got a good shot of it from that gearbox cam. Almost collected some drivers right there. Take a look to see what happened here. Oh no. Wait, was he pitting? I think you just got out of the pit road and spun it around. With all those battles, we did not notice that Diego came down pit road and just lost it. Come back up the track. Ugh. Pancakes the right side and just lets it roll down the track. And oh, you see him almost grab the two car. Let's go on board with the two right here. That was close for your race leader. Go to the rear chase. Look how close he gets this number 3 car. Oh, great heads up driving by Angie. Saw those hands turn in there. Oh, slinging that car around. Because if he didn't correct for that car, he would have probably KO'd his car. Because you saw that number 3 kind of come up the track instead of parking it down there. Really good reactive driving by that number 2. As we see that, we see drivers coming down pit road. All drivers down pit road right here. Like everybody's taking 4 tires. No strategy calls here. It's gonna be Andrew White, Corey Lyles, Kevin, and Jamie. And you got to think about this. That actually saved the 9 and the 32's race early, if you think about it. Those guys battling almost costed their race, but that caution from Diego really helped them out. That's gonna put the 9 and the 32 on the lead lap with these guys, right? They're not gonna have to try to run away to go from going a lap down. Now they can actually be with the leaders on the same lap. So see the 77 on the apron right there, probably trying to save some extra fuel. No, there's no way they don't need to be fuel saving actually anymore. Probably trying to cool off those tires maybe. Try not to wear them out. I'm not sure. But you see going into turn 1 and 2 right here. Lights are still on the pace car, so won't be going green this time. But with only 4 cars left, I mean, anybody can win this race, really. All these 4 cars, I'm not sure about what kind of pace Corey does, but we saw that 9 and that 32 pull away from the 2 car. We think that I presume Andrew was trying to save his stuff, hoping for it to not go green. But unfortunately, we got that caution. Well, unfortunate for Andrew, we got that caution. And now, you know, we're going, what, 20 to go? Time to get going, so we're gonna get this cool shot from the caution lights. Texas, one of the most unique tracks. They have these lights for the spectators, and they light up the catch fence to show these fans, hey, we got a caution, we're green, red flag conditions, whatever it is. I think that's really unique. I really like that about Texas. A lot of people aren't a big fan of Texas, but and want and whatever, but something unique about Texas. I don't think maybe I could be mistaken, but one of the more unique things about the Texas Motor Speedway here. The lights are off on the pace car. Andrew White bottom, Corey Lyles top, Kevin Hunsaker bottom, and Jimmy McKinney top, and that'll be your fast 4 for the rest of this race. See Diego 5 laps down. We're gonna need a lot of cautions for him to even get back on the lead lap. So The two with 77, 9, and 32 are going to be fast four for the remainder of this race, most likely. It's like Diego coming here and saying that the cold tires kind of stunned him, looped it around on exit. It happens, right? Cold tires are a menace here, especially with how cold this track is. Cold tires, I mean, it's probably like ice racing coming out of the pit, so it happens to the best of us, so. Pace car will be coming in. And we'll be going green right now. Great jump by Andrew. Now, what does Andrew got? What do all these other guys got? You see Andrew already pulling out. So a pretty decent lead right here. And now it's like Andrew knows he's the fastest car. Now it's come get me, come chase me. Do you think you've got what it takes to come down and track me down? See, Corey Lyles back there in P2, and I think if anybody has the pace to go track him down, it's Jamie. 22 laps isn't that long. I don't think tire wear will be that big of a thing, especially with how cold the track is. Jamie is one of the fastest drivers on the short run. You got to get up there, get on that horse, and ride. We are in Texas, so. See, Corey Lyles trying to make something happen right here. Up to the back end of this 2 car. See, that 77 is very, very snug. Cannot get a good run off of these corners. And you're going to see Corey Lyles with that number 9 all over the back of the 77. I think this 9 and the 32 need to get past them if they want a chance to win this race. Ooh. See, the 32 put the bumper to the 9 right there. You got to think, and you also have to think about, too, this 32 and this 9 are battling for the podium, right? See Jamie trying to make a run at the 77. Here they come, and Corey Lyles is underneath Andrew White right here. As we're looking at the back end, we weren't even looking at the front to see Andrew is going to go back to P3 right here, potentially. What happened to that number 2 car? The race favorite back to P4 with 18 to go here at Texas. All of these cars under a blanket right now. Here comes Jamie underneath the 77. He's going to move that 77 up too, but here that allows the 9 car to come up here. Nine car is going to battle this 32. They are very familiar with how these guys are going to race. You cannot race each other right now. You're going to allow that 77 to pull away right now. There's not a lot of laps to get back up there. There you go. 32 clears the 9. See what the 9's going to try to. If I was the 9, I would push that 32 right now. I wouldn't. Don't. And I think that's what he's trying to do right now. He's going to try to push that 32, and the 32 is going to be side by side with with the 77 going into turn 3. Really good awareness by that number 9 car, knowing that he cannot race this 32 car and allow that 77 to pull away. And he's going to try to push that 32 into the corner and try to clear them both on the 77. Number 9 have a really bad runoff though, and he's going to be side by side with nobody. I thought Andrew was going to try to maybe sneak his nose in there. Now Corey Lyles has the task of trying to get around this 32. 15 to go here at Texas. Now with all 4 cars here under a blanket, get ready, fans at home. This is going to be an exciting finish, I think. Kevin right here trying to get around the 77. I think right now, I'm not sure. The 77 can keep up, but with how tight that car is on exit, I don't know if he can, you know, has the drive off to really get up there and try to make it pass, right? But everybody sitting in line right now with 14 going to 13 to go here at Texas. Who's going to make the move? Who's going to be aggressive? Who's going to try to make up a couple spots right here? Going to 10 to go. Corey Lyles almost thought about going underneath that 32. Jamie doing a really good job keeping this lead right now. I think Jamie knows that all he needs to do is try to protect his bottom and be prepared for maybe a bump coming in these final laps, with everybody probably willing to do anything to win this race here. See it, the 77 all over the back end of that 32. He has to back out of it, try not to get into the back of him, and here comes the 9. Andrew White gives a huge shot to the 9. And the 77, they make a little bit of contact there, but the 9's going to go up in the P2. Let's see if Kevin can march his way up there to the 32. With them battling, Jamie has about a half a second gap over these guys with 11 to go here at Texas. These guys have to work together if they want to have any chance at getting back to this leader. They cannot be fighting each other. Gap's down to 3 tenths, now 2.5 tenths. Kevin is hunting this 32 down, but once again, it's one thing to get to him, it's another to get past him, especially in these next gens. These next gens can take a pretty big push. You saw that 9 get past the 77 the same way. That gap down to 2.5 tenths now. Nine to go here at Texas. Time to lay the hammer down. You see Andrew White going side by side back there. He knows he's fast. He knows he has the car to beat potentially. He has to start making moves. 8 to go. There's not enough time. There's not a lot of time left. Andrew's got to go if he wants to race for this win. Oh, you see the 32 loose. I mean tight. He got out of it. That's going to allow the 9 to get a great run down the backstretch. And the 9 is there. Kevin with the good run back. And that draft is going to be a big proponent to helping that 9 keep up there. You see Andrew White underneath the 77. I mean, with 7 to go, does he have enough time to catch up to these guys again? I think Andrew has the best car, but does he have enough time to get up there past the 9 and try to battle this 32 for the win? Kevin might have used his stuff up right here. He's not been able to get back to the back end of this 32 car. If I'm this 32 car, if I'm Jamie right now, you know you're probably not the fastest right now. You gotta set a pace to be like, if they want to get to me, they have to catch me. Save a little bit of tire while you can. And then when they get to me, you can go. Do not push too hard and put yourself in the wall. Do not wreck yourself out trying to keep this lead. You see Andrew underneath Kevin right here. Trying to take this P2 spot away. 5 to go here, going to 4 to go. Does Andrew have enough time to get to this number 32 car? The back bumper of the 9. He's gonna have to go now. Number 9's gonna have a run off the top though. He's gonna kind of hold these two back. 3 to go here at Texas. If I'm Kevin, you gotta let him go. You have to let him go. You have to let him go and hope that maybe Jamie and Andrew get into some type of altercation and maybe, you know, cause a wreck or something, and then you can be there at the end to capitalize on that. 2 to go here at Texas. And this can be potentially one of the best finishes that this league has ever seen. Andrew down to 2.5 tenths. And we have Diego up here. What is Diego going to do? He's going to run the top right here. Give these guys as much room as he can. Going out of 3 and 4. 1 to go for Jamie McKinney. What is Andrew White willing to do to take this win? 1 and 2. They both decide to run the bottom here. Andrew with a pretty good exit. Is he going to send it in? What is he going to do? Is he going to be there in time? I don't think he's going to get there in time. And Jamie McKinney is going to win at Texas. What a finish. What a last 20 laps of that race. That was incredible racing for only 4 cars left in this race. That's probably the best racing that this league has seen, at least on the High Velocity TV network. What a finish. What a win for Jamie. He's had one coming for a while. That was some of the best racing we've ever seen out of these group of guys. I'm going to watch this 32 car burn it down here at Texas. What a finish. You earned it. Go burn it down, buddy. You see this number 32 continue to burn it down right here. Once again, what a finish by these drivers. I said this is the best racing I've seen by these drivers since we've started broadcasting this league. We'll continue to see Jamie burn it down here. I mean, he put on a hell of a finish right there. We thought Andrew... I'm interested to see maybe what Andrew could have done there, but not quite there yet. Let's go through your results real quick, and then we'll go talk to your race winner. Jamie McKinney, your winner here. Andrew White, what you saw it under 0.2 of a second. He was right there for that win, but just couldn't get it done. Maybe one more lap and he would have had it. Kevin Hunsaker rounds out your podium. Corey Lyles P4. Diego Rodriguez comes out with a top 5. Great run for him. Noah Hamilton P6. Kane Hodgson P7. Dane Culver, PA, and Tristan Troll rounds out your finishers tonight at Texas. And I will say, for 9 drivers, that was a hell of a finish here at Texas. And in my opinion, that shows how well of a show that Texas can potentially put on. And you can ratio me, you can shit talk me all you want. That was some of the best racing I've seen out of this league. So let's go ahead and talk to your race winner here. If we can grab him in from the Discord call. There we are. Trying to see if we can get Jamie in here. Here he is. Jamie, you're a winner at Texas. How does it feel? Yeah, walk us through that last restart. What was it, like 20 or 15 to go? You knew that you had a fast car on the short run at least. Was your objective just to try to get up there and get up there to the front as fast as you could? And then obviously we saw that Diego caution. Um, yeah, so yeah, we saw that you ran out of gas coming at the stage, and we saw Corey Lyles being a good competitor and pushing you down. And I was very, yeah, gotta love Corey for that. And I was wondering, so you and Kevin, tried to get out there, and it looked like just try to push to stay ahead of the leaders. Was that what you were trying to do? Was just try to gap those leaders as fast as you could, hope for a caution, and that's what did happen. Is you got that caution? Was that the mindset? Is that you kind of had to push on the start of that restart to stay ahead of those leaders and stay on the lead lap? Well, still a really, really great finish for you. Anybody you want to shout out? Any fans, family members, anybody you want to shout out for this win?
I can thank my family and my sponsor, HendrickCars.com, only for this race, but it was a nice paint scheme. But yeah,
Well, once again, I mean, what an exciting finish between you guys. I mean, you guys, all 4 of you guys, had a chance to win that. We saw Corey up there leading for a little bit. We saw Andrew, was leading that and then kind of fell back, and we even saw Kevin up there, um, in contention at the end there to win that race, but you pulled it out on top. So once again, congrats on that win. You put on a hell of a show for the fans at home, and hopefully we can talk to you next week.
yep, thank you.
That was your race winner, Jamie McKinney there. Sorry for everybody at home for the lack of audio. I guess my software that pulls in the audio from the Discord was malfunctioning, but um For anybody that wanted to know what he was talking about, he was just talking about that he was sweating. He thought he threw that race away at the end, giving that to Andrew White, but and that caution from Diego kind of saved his race and allowed him to come up there and battle. But once again, what a great and what I wouldn't say dominating. What a great and exciting finish and a great win for Jamie. We know he had one coming. We know he's quick, and you guys, all those drivers put on a hell of a show for the fans at home. And I hope you guys enjoyed that racing. But before we go out and head out here, let's go ahead and look at your race results one last time before we head out of here for the night. So Jamie McKinney, your winner. Andrew White, P2. Kevin Hutziker rounds out your podium. Corey Lyles, P4. Diego Rodriguez rounds out your top 5. Great run for him. Noah Hamilton, P6. Tane Hodgson, P7. Dane Pulver, P8. And Tristan Choll rounding out the rest of the field. Yes, I understand, guys, that it was not working for most of the audio, so I apologize. But besides that, guys, once again, what a dominating race. I keep saying dominating. What an exciting race, for especially at the end there. And even it was exciting to watch Kevin and Jamie, battle it out for that P3 and P4 spot before that caution came out. So hell of a job by the drivers at home. But lastly, I'd like to thank anybody who came out here, watched the broadcast, doing it solo once again tonight. So I couldn't offload some of this stuff to somebody else. But thank you to anybody who coming in, chatting. Thank you, Noah, for coming here and giving me updates once again. Thank you to the drivers for coming out here and putting on a good show at home. Thank you, Cash Colt, for sponsoring the series. And thank you, Noah, for allowing me to come down here and broadcast you guys' league. I have a hell of a time and a ton of fun, especially when I get to bring my own guys in here to have a good time with. But once again, this is the Fast Cash Racing Products Cup Series here at Texas. Your winner here, as we see him burning it down in the background, Jamie McKinney. We'll be back on next week, right here on Friday, at 9:35 Eastern time. So once again, thank you guys so much for coming out, watching the broadcast. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy Christmas, enjoy the weekend, and enjoy Christmas with family and friends. I can't wait to go out and celebrate Christmas with family and friends, all that, this next week. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your holidays, and we'll see you next week for some more Cup Series racing. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming out, watching the broadcast. I love every single one of you guys, and we'll see you next week. All right. Peace out, guys.